All right, all right. We're live from 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is a STSpod.club production. I'm BT, and right over there is my partner in crime on Saturday every time, RynoJB. Happy holidays, my brother.
Happy holidays. Happy 4th of July weekend. What another blessing from
Oh, well,
Memphis
I'm going to
Wrestling.
be off the weekend. I'm off today and tomorrow, but I make the big bucks working holiday on Monday, so I'm excited about that. Everyone's
There
like,
you go.
you work the holiday? Yes. I make way too much money on holidays. All right, tonight. That's for my shoot job, by the way. We're supposed to say that. Shoot job. Tonight, David Buster's. It's Money in the Bank, and also live in Haytime, Missouri. If you're in the Boot Hill and you're listening right now, head over to the football field. I think it started at 1 o'clock. There's all kinds of festivities, July 4th festivities. Fun. All right, brother. Oh, also, we had a cassette wrestling news hit the main site. Dynamite, we talked about the pay-per-view. And coming Tuesday, I don't know. You remember this from last year. This is the 16th annual bloopers episode. And this bloopers episode will include Patreon exclusive, the Posse interview, the very stuff that only Patreon got to listen to, and our breakout stars, honorable mentions, only Patreon, kind of giving you a tease of what we do on Patreon. All right, brother, let's get started. We have hits, misses. MVP will throw in question of the week, and we'll do what do you look forward to next week and a must see. You start with your hits, brother.
My hits this week, BT, I almost wore my Grizzlies jersey because we had Pete Prenica back behind the desk with Dustin Starr there. That was a hit for me. The two of them, the chemistry is absolutely amazing.
Very good.
I wouldn't mind having them for pay-per-view events, like all the pay-per-view events, having Pete Prenica there. It adds a vibe, as they say. Also, K Tumor gave one hell of a promo. I don't know about you, BT, but have you ever wore house shoes in an apartment?
Well, yeah, I've got house shoes on right now.
Yeah, I felt like K Tumor was talking to me, but during that promo, he says house shoes in an apartment. I thought, man, he's talking to 20-year-old me right there. I just got a house. Not only that, but it is 4th of July weekend, and we got the American of Americans, is what I'm going to say. The American of Americans, Trace Hunt, got a big win over Maklakov right there, the Russian wrecking ball. And, that's a really big win right there. And we're celebrating the 4th of July. We're talking about America, and shout out to Trace Hunt representing what America's all about, working hard to get those big wins. We've seen Maklakov be a wrecking machine here in Memphis wrestling. And for Trace Hunt to get that win right there, I thought it was great. Not just for Trace Hunt, but of course for America as well. Not only that, but Austin Lane pile drives Matt. I was waiting for the last name, BT.
What's going to happen? It's Matt Williams, damn it. Matt Williams, damn it.
There you go. I was waiting for the last name. Matt Williams right there. Getting pile driving by Austin Lane. What is going to happen there, BT? Like you said, what's going to happen? Is he suspended? Is there going to be a little leeway? Do they understand where he's coming from with Austin Lane? I think he's probably going to get suspended here. And if so, what is Matt Williams going to do throughout that time? Also, the Elements of Wrestling joining the Hollywood Clique. I love the Elements of Wrestling. Too proper. Got to put the pinky up. And I love them with the Hollywood Clique. I think they're a perfect fit. We've already seen your girlfriend's favorite wrestler right there within the Hollywood Clique. And for them to join as well, I think it just makes it a full stable. Not only that, we saw Mackenzie Morgan backstage with Cassandra Golden. Mackenzie Morgan, I think this is her second or third time here on the show, calling the action backstage, which I think she's doing an amazing job. Shout out to Mackenzie Morgan. Shout out to Cassandra Golden, who went against Nyx, who had a debut last week. Cassandra Golden versus Nyx was interrupted by DDT, and I'll speak about that on my misses, but it might not be what you're thinking there. Also, shout out to Big Swole embracing Big Swole. Last week, I was questioning and wondering if he was going to take a different approach. Was he going to turn a heel right here, or was he going to embrace more of Big Swole? And this week, we actually got the answer to that question. He's embracing more of himself, doing the damn thing. And BT, I saw you looking. I saw you peeping out my shirt. The NWO is in the house. We saw Buff the Stuff Bagwell doing the damn thing. He's going to be at ringside next week, but I had to represent here today. You know, every episode, I got to bring my shirt out to represent. And this week, I'm repping out
Next,
Buff
it'll be the
Stuff.
concession stand workers.
Hey, you never know. Tops Barbecue. Shout out to Tops Barbecue doing the damn thing. Not only that, but Mads Kruger went against K Tumor in the main event, which was an incredible match. We saw K Tumor get the W in that one. But BT, I want to say, we've been seeing K Tumor go against some big heavyweights, some destructive monsters, just as destructive as himself. Earlier on, when that K Tumor came around, we saw him face some of the guys in Memphis Wrestling that weren't really competing in size. But now we're seeing people that compete in size and strength and athleticism. However, it's still not enough, show enough, because K Tumor is still getting the W's around here. And those are my hits this week.
Right on. K Tumor interview. Good God, this guy's good on the microphone.
Yes.
He's got the crowd going. He is a star, guys, and very much stick around for a question of the week. There's a good question of the week for me and JB this week, and I'm going to probably talk about K Tumor some more. Austin Lane, he gets his hands on Matt Williams finally, pile driver. What's going to help there? Elements of Wrestling are back. I don't know if I like them in the click, but I'm glad they're back. There's too many people in the click already for me. Elements against Country Rock. I really like the finish of the match. It brings out the LA Hustlers. And so I like the continued feud against Country Rock and LA Hustlers. Are we going to see a future? There's a future champions right there. Every time I see the Country Rock, I think, here's a future tag team that can be a champions. Nick's Cassandra interrupted by DDT. I still liked what we got of that match. Big slow clip, as you mentioned. I really liked Adam Priest. We only seen him for a little bit. Go back and watch this match, guys. If you'll watch it, it's the babyface getting the complete match and the heel getting the win. It's kind of different way of doing psychology, but him knowing he was not going to win, so then he gets all the action. So it reminded me of Chris Benoit. Big time reminded me of Chris Benoit. Finally, we got Posse against the Skimmerhorns next week. Where's Briar? The belts are not up on the line. It's Briar against, it's Briar and Briar. So it should be fun. And by the way, I correct something. Those belts are purple. I said they were pink. The first time I saw them. And
I thought they were pink.
They're purple. And the main event, guys, Mads against Tumor was the opposite of what our best match was last week. I mean, this is a big man, slow, methodical, back and forth, Godzilla versus King Kong kind of match. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. All right. What was your misses?
My misses this week. Cassandra Golden should have won by disqualification. When you had DDT interrupting that match, she attacked Cassandra Golden first. In my opinion, should have been disqualification. Cassandra Golden wins. I'm being picky. I'm trying to be more like you, BT. I'm trying to pick up on your behavior here. I'm being picky. And with this week, my misses should have been a disqualification. Give it to my girl, Cassandra Golden.
I kind of see what you're saying, but since I think they put it in there for two baby faces in there, so when the heel jumps in, I thought I loved the finish of the Hunt match, but I thought that match was a little wonky in spots. That's the only real thing that I had that I just really disliked. It was another good show overall, and that was my only miss. I just felt like there was a few spots that really were off big time in that match. All right, give me your MVP.
My MVP this week is going to have to be K Tumor with one hell of a promo and one hell of a match to follow. That is MVP caliber in any sports entertainment thing we're talking about. K Tumor is somebody that I think is going to be a huge star within this business, not just Memphis Wrestling. I see K Tumor taking this all the way. He is my MVP this week.
Got to agree with you 100%. K Tumor with the interview and the big win at the end. This is an MLW guy. He's also beat Rhino. Austin Lane. That, like I said, I only know one loss on his record since he's been here, and it was in Black Rock the first time they were in Black Rock. So we are looking at a superstar, a guy they can push for the title, and I'll give my MVP of the week, where we're both going to do it, K Tumor. All right, brother, it's not DDT. It's not Dustin Starr. It's BT and JB. All right, question of the week. This comes from What You Talking About, Willis 573. What You Talking About, Willis 573. BT and JB, let's play Booker. All right, Big Con's coming to Memphis Wrestling. That'll be next weekend. Big Con will be there. Who do you book him against? Great question, man. Great question. Who do you book him against?
Well, I'm going to go with K Tumor. I think that booking him against K Tumor, seeing K Tumor go against another big, monstrous wrestler is exactly what I would want to see on another episode of Memphis Wrestling. But that's just me. If I wasn't thinking K Tumor right there, BT, I'm thinking maybe Ray Sanders. He's getting on my nerves these days, and I think I got to serve him to him.
BT,
no, give me K Tumor. Give me K
BT
Tumor.
and JB playing Booker. Poor Ray Ray. Poor Ray Ray. We did talk about him again on Shooting at Star. I talked to Dustin about it, and it's
Great
interesting, the whole story of Ray Ray and how they set that all up. I was a little critical of that. Shouldn't be talking about that question of the week since this is question of the week. You can call 501. We'll actually play it right here. You can ask Diana, me, JB, Dustin, 501-232-1701, or email us at stspodclub@gmail.com. And my answer is K Tumor, man. We're pushing him as the monster. Let's put him over against another big guy, and that big guy being the Big Con, as they call him now. And I mean, I love the idea. This guy can go, Tumor can go. It'll be really fun match. Guys, that was question of the week. All right. That brings us to, real quick, Patreon, only $5. July's Super Summer Giveaway Spectacular. Over $100 worth of stuff, dude. We got shirts, we got action figures, we got Funko Pops, we got a Dusty Rhodes Legends shirt,
Wow.
a BBQ Blues and Body Slam shirt. Package is worth, and from our sponsors, Manscaped, over $100 worth of merch. Guys, subscribe. It's only $5. All right, what do you want on look forward to about next week's show?
Well, I didn't wear this shirt for nothing, BT.
Oh,
next week.
Let me play the music. No, it's probably copyrighted.
I can sing it for you. I got you. NWO Buff Bagwell, Buff the Stuff Bagwell, who used to actually be my little brother's favorite wrestler at one point in time in WCW when it was popping off in the 90s there. My little brother loved Buff Bagwell. So I am looking forward to seeing Buff Bagwell ringside in the Russell Center here in Memphis Wrestling.
All right. I will look forward to Van Vicious against DK. We're gonna get the Posse against the Skims. Breyer is up for stake there, and Buff talks to Mike Anthony, which is a scary thought. Buff looked really good. He's been doing some rehab and everything with his body and his mind. So I'm excited to see what happens with Buff. I'm going to tell JB, I think I've told it on this podcast before, but on Patreon, I'm going to tell JB my Buff Bagwell story. It's pretty funny. So, all right, must see for the week. What are you putting up?
Well, it is 4th of July weekend. So for me this week, I'm a party guy. I love themes. I got to go with Trace Hunt versus Mac Lakoff. Watch it for your 4th of July weekend celebrations here during the weekend. Watch it again on the 4th. Shout out to Trace Hunt, the American, an American's American, if you will, right there doing the damn thing against Mac Lakoff. That is my must-see for this week.
All right, must-see would be Tumor against Kruger for me. Like I said, last week was we had Anthony against Zay Washington. By the way, my last look at those numbers, there's over 7,000 views on that match. Just crazy. It's getting all over the place. So that's a cool thing for those two guys. Must see this week to me is Tumor and Kruger. Total different match. Big man match, slow, methodical, and then Tumor hitting those big moves, as Corey Macklin used to say. Awesome match. That's my must see. All right, guys, as everyone knows, we'll be back here on Saturday. Same bad time, same bad channel on the Best Little Wrestling Podcast in the business. Be there tonight. Hayti High School. Be there, or at David Buster's if you want to watch Money in the Bank. And as everyone knows, I love my mama.
Me too.
All right. I almost ended that like I did that last time. Here's my Buck Bagwell story real quick. Then I'll ask you another question. Buck Bagwell we booked him for an independent show. He was, I think it was right off the WCW run. I got him in, brought him in. He was super cool backstage. There wasn't anyone that was a star, quote unquote star. We had him in the dressing room. He took pictures with his hat, the whole 9 yards. And I said, hey, Buff. And the whole dressing room gets quiet because they know I'm going to do something stupid. So I always did the stars like that just to rib them. I'd say, hey, I got a question for you. So you lived in the same apartment complex as Missy Hyatt? And he's like, yeah, I sure did. Brother. I said, did you ever fuck Missy Hyatt? And the whole dressing room's like, and so Buff does not stop. He does not miss a beat, brother. He says, no, I sure didn't. She was just my friend. And so the whole dressing room just started dying laughing and says, well, BT, why the hell did you ask that? Why did you ask that? I said, I always wondered. They lived in the same apartment complex. I wanted some details because Missy was like my age, the guys that grew up with me, she was. And then right after her was Sonny, but Missy really was the girl that all
Missy
of us
was the stuff.
Oh, I met her once here in Jonesboro, just super beautiful, up close and personal, and just so sweet to me. She was real super sweet backstage. Her husband at the time was Eddie Gilbert. He was bleeding like crazy, and I was supposed to meet him because of a friend, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
And she was like, no, he can't do it right now. His blood pressure's so high. I'm so sorry. But she was a sweetheart, really sweetheart. All right, so my question to you, we already booked Big Con coming in here, and we got to put K Tumor over Big Con. So I'm going to ask you the question after all this. At what point or who would you book to beat K Tumor?
Oh, wow.
Now, Black Rock, it's called a spot show. It's a house show. DK beat him with the super kick. That's the only loss that I know since we've been starting.
No.
Oh, we got another one.
Austin Lane. Austin Lane made him pass out. He didn't pin him. He didn't make him submit, but he
passed
out.
Yeah.
And I meant to say that earlier in the show.
Yeah, we had that loss too. Yeah, he never pinned him, so he's only had one pin. Yeah.
Who would I book to beat K Tumor? Man, that is a good question. That is a good question. I think it would be Mike Anthony. I think if K Tumor, in his first time going for that championship, I'm not sure. I think it would be a little bit more exciting if we saw a little foul play, which Mike Anthony is willing to do, especially to hold on. We know what he's been willing to do to get the championship, but I think it'll be a true testament to the strength of K Tumor. If Mike Anthony had to cheat to beat him, it shows that he's willing to go even further to keep that title. And when it comes to K Tumor, you can't beat him fair and square. You got to cheat. I think it would raise the stock for both those wrestlers right there if we saw that go down. So for me, it would be Mike Anthony going over K Tumor, at least in their first clash. I would expect a few battles there.
Yeah. I would probably book this 3 matches like they did with Bret Michaels and maybe put Mike Anthony over the first match, like you said, a big surprise where everybody's like, oh my God, he beat him. And then him trying to ask for another title match. And Anthony says, look, I'm not putting a title against you unless you can beat me. And since you can't beat me, then I'll fight you again in a non-title. He wins the non-title. We go to the third match, and no way is Tumor going to go win the second match in the third to become champion. You surprise everybody and put him over in the final match against Mike Anthony. You got a new champ. You got a believable new champ. I talked about this a bunch, but man, they got or let me say something. Well, first, they got so many people that could beat Mike that they wrestle him and they don't beat him, but there's still that chance that it's going to win. Either that or you're not going to believe this, but put Big Swole over him.
Oh, I believe it.
That would be
Yeah.
that would be my two choices, and
That's
put
one
Big
hell of a
Swole in
swole
the mix.
slam.
Oh man, if he could do it, it would be the
That's
whole
one
build toward.
hell of a swole slam.
Yeah, and I talked to Dustin about this Ray thing. Is like they put so many breadcrumbs about that. We seen the little video about him, and we knew he was going to become a wrestler. So it was like a slow build to go. Okay, now, all right, you be a wrestler now. But just I was disappointed. So, but I think you just can't tell somebody. Dustin said this. You can't just tell somebody, look, you trained to be a wrestler, but you're a great referee. We don't want you to do nothing but referee. So I understand that. I hope the best for him. I hope he, because he was really good as a ref. So
Yeah, no, hopefully he is like the new Nick Patrick, if you will, when we were questioning if Nick Patrick was with the NWO or not. But hopefully we see a little bit of both. I would love to see him in the ring. I've seen him train a couple of times, and he's absolutely incredible in that ring. I think you're going to love a BT.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see. I like the small guy. I've always been a Rey Mysterio fan, and I always believe, Liger was also small. Huge fans of both of those guys, thinking that there's a way to work the big guy and put the small guy over no matter what. Some people hated that, but I absolutely loved it.